What is going on YouTube? It is Primitive here, and today I am bringing you a super spicy deck list. This is going to be my BT5 updated Cerberusmon OTK deck list. This is a deck that I messed around with a bunch in BT4, but then I took a step away from it when BT5 came out and decided to come back to it the other day. I've been playing a bunch of games with it, and I optimized it to a point where now I've been able to take a lot of games from some really high tier decks and some good players. And so I wanted to go ahead and share this deck with you, but before we go ahead and get to the list, I wanted to share with you what the combo is going into it, so that way some of the card choices will make a little bit more sense to you when you see them. So how the combo works is what we're going to do is we're going to get a Cerberusmon over this kakumon, which has the inheritable of it can't be blocked by Digimon with no Digivolution sources underneath them, and then we're going to go ahead and play Novablast to give Cerberusmon jamming. Then we want to have at least 6 cards in hand that aren't Cerberusmon Werewolf mode, and then 1 to 2 Cerberusmon Werewolf mode in hand on top of that. And what we're going to do is we're going to attack with jamming and can't be blocked, and we're going to play a lot of cards such as Vmon that will let us trash Digivolution sources of these blockers, but we'll swing with jamming and then we'll discard 3 to unstand. We'll swing again, and then we'll use the effect the second time, and then we'll swing a third time getting 3 security checks. Then we'll play Cerberusmon Werewolf mode to pop this Cerberusmon, swing again, and then if it survives, then you play another Cerberusmon Werewolf mode to pop this one, and so on and so forth for the Cerberusmon Werewolves that we have. Now, we do play enough to where you can OTK with this list, although I will say that almost every single game you will get 1 to 2 security checked before you get the combo off, so the chances that you are actually going to swing 5 securities plus a 6 attack with this combo is very low, just because of how the natural state of the game goes. You're going to have many opportunities to attack security. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the deck list now. Alright, to start off, we're going to go ahead and do the Digitama, of course. So we have 3 Bukamon and 2 Upamon. I choose 3 Bukamon and 2 Upamon. Although I always talk about my deck list, I like a 3-2 split. I actually just think a 3-2 split in this deck is optimal, because both of these effects are really good. You really want the draw, but you also want to be able to make sure that you get a kakumon going, and so both are really good. I don't think it should be a 4-1 split either way, so it's really up to you on which one you think is better and which one should be 3 and which one should be 2, but I do think with this list a 3-2 split is correct between these two, and this is the one that I've chosen just because Bukamon is really good. We do have a lot of cards that support the trashing, so having the Bukamon makes more sense to me than the Upamon, but the draws from Upamon are pretty much invaluable, so you want both. Then to get into our rookies, we are playing 4 of the starter deck Gabaun. We're playing this for the inheritable to trash off the bottom of the Digivolution sources, again for the kakumon. These are our 2 main sources of trashing Digivolution cards, and so we make sure to play 4 of that Gabaun. And then we have 3 of the draw Vmon. This works really well with Cerberusmon, so if you have Cerberusmon underneath, you can go for some swings just to get extra draws with this Vmon. Obviously it's only once per turn, but you can get it to activate more than once per turn, but this is a good card to activate it with it. We don't play X Vmon, so you can't go with it, but it does work well enough with Cerberusmon that I did decide to go from 2 to 3 because I did like seeing it for that extra consistency in the draw. Then we're playing 3 Gomon as just our vanilla 2-drop. You can play Elecmon if you want, it doesn't really matter. I just like this Gomon because he's building a sandcastle, so I decided to go with this one. Then we're playing 2 Bolokomon. I was just playing 1, but I was a big fan of when this effect went off, especially because you can put this on top of Gomon, or Bukamon, sorry, and then get the 1 memory. If you Digivolve on top of this, of course you need to Digivolve to get the inheritable, but putting this on top of Bukamon and then putting something else on top of this has been really effective, so I decided to put this to 2. Next up, we have 3 of the Gabaun. I just like this card because we are playing it to draw. It is a good extra draw to hard play. This card isn't super amazing just because there is a lot of 1k DP, so it's not super amazing on the board, but since we are playing Tamers, most of the time you're going to have 3 or more memories, so that means you can play this and then Digivolve on top of it, so that 1k DP negative isn't that big of a deal, and so therefore it's just a really big positive because it's more consistency, it's more draw, and yeah, I'm just a big fan of this card. And then to finish off our rookies, we play 1 Wormmon. This might seem really weird, but I did play it in BT4, and I played it in this deck. I think I played 2 of in that list, and this card was super good in that list. This card very consistently hits your Cerberusmon, and like I said, you're going to have a lot of memory with this deck because we are playing Davis, we are playing Sorajo, and we are playing Hammerspark, so there's a lot of ways to gain memory. So hard playing Wormmon for 3 is almost never really a bad thing, and then you can swing this into security, get a check, and then search out one of your Cerberusmon or whatever key pieces that you may need, if you maybe need one of the level 4s that you see or something like that. But I really like this card. I decided to just put it at 1 in this list because I didn't see enough room to play 2, but I did have the extra slot. I thought Wormmon would fit because I know how effective it was in the past, and I see it being even more effective now that we have Sora and Joe, because we're going to have just more memory per turn than we would have in BT4. Now, getting into the champions, we have 4 of the blocker. Nothing super special about this card. It's just 1 to Digivolve, which helps get to your Cerberusmon faster if you need to do something like that. But for the most part, it just slows down. And these are the only blockers that we're playing, so I wanted to play at least 4, so that way if we needed to slow down the game or just have some defensive presence that we can, because other than this card, the most of the deck is pretty aggressive or search heavy, and so I needed some sort of defensive backbone. Then we're playing 4 of the kakumon. You could go down to 3 with this, but I do just like 4 because it does up the consistency. There are some times and some games where you go for multiple Cerberusmon in a game just because you don't hit the combo, but you can get maybe 2 or 3 swings in with one Cerberusmon, and then a few turns later you come in and get another 2 or 3 swings in with another Cerberusmon. So playing the kakumon to make sure that you don't get blocked is very good, and so I just play 4 for consistency. Then we have 3 lobomon. We have 4 blue tamers, so I found 3 lobomon to be good. Although this card is technically not necessary in this list, so you could go down to 2 or 1 if you wanted, just because the Cerberusmon provides so much burst that your opponent can't really do anything with, that Lobomon kind of does. You don't really need to go for the Lobomon game plan, but the thing is there's a lot of games where they play out really weird and you might not get your full combo, to where playing 1 or 2 Lobomon just gets you to your end game faster, or by winning the game faster. So I decided to go up to 3. I was playing 2. I went up to 3 just because I also put in an extra Sora Joe, so I figured with 3 that would make it more consistent, and in that way this deck would have a lot of aggression. It would make sure that I would be able to win a lot faster. And then to finish off our champions, we are playing 2 Vegemon 0. I find this card to be necessary in this deck. Well, maybe not necessary, but I find it to be very amazing in this deck just because with its inheritable, you can combo off of Cerberusmon's when attacking effects, so you can discard 3, and then you can put the 3 to the bottom to draw 1. So this card just works really well with Cerberusmon to get some extra cycle going, get some more drawing. Like I said, you want to cycle a lot, so the 2 Vegemon Zeros just work really well with the Cerberusmon combo. Then we have our main engine of the deck, which is going to be the Cerberusmon and the Cerberusmon Werewolf mode. We do play 3 Werewolf mode instead of 4, just because with 4, it can be a little bit clunky, because if you don't have Cerberusmon out, you can't really play this without hard playing it for 9. So I play 3 because that way you can get all the attacks that you needed. If you play all 3, it is the OTK. But like I said, you are going to usually swing 1 or 2 security before you go to this. So you don't technically need all 3 to get the full 6 swings. You can just play 1, maybe 2 to get the game that you need. And so playing 3 gives you the consistency that we need. And then of course we're playing 4 Cerberusmon just for consistency, because this is the main card that we want to see. We want on board to get our combo going, so we will be playing 4. Then to finish off our ultimates, I am playing 2 Gabaun. We do just have a lot of ability to trash the bottom of Digivolution cards, especially with Cerberusmon being able to attack multiple times, and the Bukamon inheritable and all that. And as we'll see, we play Sora Joe, which also gets rid of it, and so Gabaun just slows down the game if needed. I was playing 1 in the past. I went up to 2 because I did find the space to safely put this in, because I did think that you needed a couple more level 5s, because sometimes you do just need the Digivolution to start cycling. So I wanted to play a couple more level 5s that weren't Cerberusmon, and Gabaun was just the best because it does slow down the game a bit, and it makes it so you can get to your combo faster. So I like 2 Gabaun. You could technically go up to 3 if you do like it. I just don't know where you'd find the space for it. Then getting into the tamers, we're playing 2 Davis, 2 Sora Joe, and 1 Takumi. Davis is our memory tamer, and I would play 3, but I wanted to play 2 Sora Joe and the Takumi. The Sora Joes are because, like I said, we're trashing a lot. It also goes along with the trash even more, so it helps boost the combo along, and it gives us more memory. So Sora Joe just works really well with this deck. It was pretty much an auto include going into this, and I added Takumi. Even though it does have some negative synergy with our rookies, I think this card is perfectly worth playing just because we are looking to draw, we are looking to cycle, and we are looking for consistency, and Takumi's ability to draw more just gives us that. So I decided to play 1. I was considering playing 2 by cutting one of these 2, but I just figured that I think this is the best spread, and with the more Lobomons, it just makes more sense to have these and this, and that way you can still have the consistency, but you can also keep the aggression of Lobomon. Then to finish off the list, we're going to play 4 Hammer Spark, which there's not much to say here. The card's amazing to gain memory, to get combos, to choke your opponent, and as well as security to pretty much shorten or end their turn. And V Nova Blast, which is the last key combo piece of the deck, and I play 3 because this is just consistency. I found 4 to be too clunky. I found 3 to be perfect because 2 was not consistent enough and 4 was too clunky, so I found 3 to be perfect. And yeah, that finishes off the list. So I really hope you guys enjoy this list. I hope you guys actually play and test this out because this list is pretty cheap and it's very, very fun, and it's actually been pretty effective. Once you start to play a few games of it and you get the flow of how the deck's going to play, you're going to get a lot more effective at playing it, and it's going to be a lot of fun because it's kind of like a little game of solitaire in a way where you have to solve a puzzle to find the end game. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time for some more deck list videos and some matches. I hope you have a great day. Peace out.